Hello everybody, it's Mystic, and I have another Sims 4 Legacy Challenge guide for you today. A question that Pinstar and I often get asked is which expansions are best for the Legacy Challenge? And while it is a personal opinion for the most part, there are some packs that we think work better for the Legacy Challenge than others. So that's what I'm going to be talking about today, and I'm going to be listing them out from worst to best. This is only for expansion packs, only because there are just so many packs in The Sims 4 that it would be a very long video if I decided to do all of the packs at once. So we are just talking about the expansions today, but I will be doing game packs and stuff packs at one point or another. I will not be doing kits just because they don't really provide any gameplay changes, so they're just, I'm not going to be doing those. I also don't own many of them, so there's not much I can add to that. Please bear in mind that this is our opinion. It might differ from yours, and that's totally okay. Everybody has a different opinion. I would actually love to hear what you all think in the comments below, like which packs do you prefer for the Legacy Challenge? So yeah, let me know in the comments, but let's get started on the list. As of right now, there are 12, so I will be going from 12 to 1, 12 being the worst, 1 being the best. Let's get started. Number 12, Snowy Escape. Snowy Escape is a fun expansion pack. Unfortunately, it doesn't add a ton to the game that a Legacy player would really need. The new activities, skills, traveling locations, and career do add a bit to the game. However, it's not really something that you're going to miss if you don't have it for your Legacy Challenge. Number 11, Island Living. Much like Snowy Escape, Island Living is a fun expansion pack that includes many new gameplay elements, including mermaids, but it's another pack that isn't super necessary for the Legacy Challenge. If you like having supernaturals in your game and you like collecting them in your family, then absolutely get this for the mermaids, but you can easily play the Legacy Challenge without this pack and not miss out on too much content. Number 10, Cats and Dogs. I hate that I have to put this one so low on the list because I personally love cats and dogs. I am a huge dog lover. We have 2 dogs. I want more dogs. I could honestly have a house full of dogs and just be the most happy person in the world. I also love that this pack adds the veterinary career. However, for a Legacy Challenge, this pack just doesn't work as well as I would like. There are a couple reasons for that. The first is that if you adopt cats or dogs into your family, they take up a family member spot, which means that you're going to have less room for your Sims that are going to be part of the Legacy family, and that's kind of a problem. So without having mods to increase the number of family members, which by the way, that one we decided to allow just because of this. However, if you don't have a mod for that and you don't want to use a mod, you're going to have your pets taking up spots that you need for your Sims in order to complete the Legacy Challenge. So that's kind of a big bummer. The other issue is that the veterinary career is pretty time consuming and typically is done off the family house lot, which means that you're going to be spending a lot of time with your veterinarian sim and maybe not the other members of the family that you need to look in on from time to time. That being said, Brindleton Bay is probably one of my all-time favorite neighborhoods to have a Legacy family in. I almost always start them there because I love that big lot that they have. It's fantastic and it's scenic and it's beautiful, and I love having my family build their house up on that spot. It's fantastic. Number 9, City Living. The biggest issue that I have with City Living is that a lot of this pack requires your Sims to be in San Myshuno in order to play any of it. All of the festivals are in San Myshuno. Your Sim needs to live in an apartment for the aspirations, and the jobs that are included in this pack also have you going to San Myshuno for various tasks and whatnot. While this is a really great pack that's chock full of things to do, a lot of these things are things that you can do outside of the city, which makes it a bit frustrating for Legacy players that also have to manage an entire family elsewhere. It's also really hard to have an apartment as a Legacy player because typically Legacies are done on houses that you can build up from time to time. However, I am thinking about possibly doing a combo challenge where we combine the Moving On Up challenge with the Legacy Challenge, where you can have your Legacy family move up in the apartments rather than building up a house. So that's something that we might look into at some point. Number 8, Get Famous. The Get Famous expansion pack suffers from a lot of the same problems that City Living has, in that a lot of it requires you to travel to Del Sol Valley. That being said, however, it does add the fame and reputation system, which can be useful outside of Del Sol Valley, and the acting and media production careers can be done as rabbit holes so that you don't need to travel with your Sims as often. There is also another great lot for raising up a Legacy family here. It's the biggest lot here. However, it is one of those famous lots where if your sim lives there, they need to be famous. Otherwise, they kind of get like imposter syndrome. So that is something to think about if you decide to put them there, but it is another really pretty lot to build your legacy house on. Number 7, Get Together. The Get Together expansion pack is where we start entering the not 100% useful to legacy players, but does have some good perks if you want it category. I don't think you absolutely need this pack to play a legacy challenge, but clubs can be extremely helpful for skilling up and making friends to help your sims get connections and to level up their jobs and just themselves in general. This pack really does help with that. Plus, Windenburg is a gorgeous town that I absolutely love. There's also a nice couple of lots that you can have your family live on. So all in all, it's a good pack. Do you need it? Absolutely not. But it is a nice one to have if you want it. Number 6, High School Years. While I personally don't love the High School Years pack, it does have a lot of things going for it to help legacy players. If you have an heir that you want to make sure does extremely well in school, then being able to micromanage their day-to-day lives while in school might be a huge plus for you. There are also a lot of new activities and events for friend making that help add to the story of your legacy. If you aren't keen on micromanaging your sims, then this may not be 100% necessary for you. Also, keep in mind that if you are in high school with your sim, that you will be unable to be at home and keeping an eye on the rest of the family. This might be fine if you have a specific area that you want to focus on though. Number 5, Cottage Living. The Cottage Living expansion pack provides a lot of alternative ways for your legacy sims to make money without having to leave the house. They can farm, raise livestock, cross-stitch, and can the produce that they get on their farms. The other things that I like about this pack is that if you want a more difficult legacy challenge, then the Simple Living Lot Challenge will be great, as your sims need to live off the land in order to actually do anything with that. While there are no new careers in this pack, there are so many ways to earn income that you don't really miss them at all. Plus, Henford on Bagley is an absolutely gorgeous neighborhood as well, and another great place for your legacy family to live out their generations on. Number 4, Eco Lifestyle. Eco Lifestyle is another pack that provides a ton of new content for legacy players that add both difficulty and fun. There are 2 new lot challenges that you can add to your lots to make things more difficult. You can spend your time focusing on the neighborhood's eco footprint to better or worsen the lives of the sims in the town, including your own sims. There are new jobs, new aspirations, and new traits as well. Evergreen Harbor is also a really great neighborhood to start a legacy family on as well, and being able to work on the eco footprint is another great way to add some dimension to your challenge. I actually really enjoy doing that. Number 3, Get to Work. Get to Work is definitely one of my favorite packs for Legacy Challenge players, as it adds the ability for your sims to start their own businesses. You can even have your Generation 1 sim start a business and keep the business in the family throughout all of the generations for a bit of sentimentality. Get to Work also provides 3 new jobs that you can choose to either follow your sims to the job site, or you can let them go as a rabbit hole so that you aren't locked into being with them. Another big addition to this pack are the aliens. Aliens are fun to play and can be part of your legacy family. There's also a secret lot added to this pack that is also a lot of fun to explore. I will say the only downside to Get to Work is that Magnolia Promenade leaves a lot to be desired. It's mostly a commercial district, and there really aren't a lot of lots to choose from. Number 2, Seasons. Seasons. This is easily one of my favorite packs, not only for the Legacy Challenge, but for the Sims in general. The addition of weather adds a whole new level of difficulty to your Legacy Challenge, especially early on when you can barely afford walls. The addition of holidays makes for amazing storytelling. Letting your Sims celebrate Winterfest or gather around a turkey for Harvest Fest can be wonderful experiences. This pack also adds several new skills and a new career, as well as several new deaths if you are collecting your ghosts. Number 1, Discover University. The Discover University pack is by far the best pack for legacy players, as it adds ways for your sims to get better paying jobs early on in their careers if they go through university and get a degree. The best part is that they don't have to live in Brightchester to do any of this. They can live at home and commute to class, which means you can treat university as a rabbit hole. You can choose which college to send your sims to depending on the job that you want them to have. You can then choose how many classes you want them to take. They can even work while attending college, much like in real life. Discover University also adds servos back into the game, as well as several new careers. So that wraps up my list of the best and worst expansion packs for the Legacy Challenge. Let me know again in the comments below which ones you prefer for your challenges. It may be completely different from my list, but I'm absolutely curious to hear what you say, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!